thing to start with is obviously this COVID outbreak that has caused us to miss not just one game, but 2 games. And that first game being obviously Rennes. And there's been a bit of controversy, to say the least. Orange is also saying, it's surprised to see a guest on Hot Takes. Yes, it is. I thought I couldn't do it on my own this time because there's an awful lot to talk about off the pitch. So Jay, I'm going to go with you first. Obviously, you being the star of the show tonight, being a guest. I'm going to talk to you. What are your thoughts? Obviously, Rennes have kicked up a bit of a fuss. Because obviously the first rules that have come out was the fact that the game had to be played before the 31st of December, and that was never really going to happen, I don't think. But obviously we've been included in the draw today. So what are your kind of thoughts on Rennes kicking up a fuss? Was it warranted? Was it not?
I think it's difficult because Rennes are in a totally different situation to us. So if you look at our Christmas period, we've got Leicester on Thursday, Liverpool on Sunday, then we've got West Ham next week, followed by Palace 4 days later, Southampton 2 days after that, and then Watford 3 days after that. Which obviously for us, trying to fit a game in before the end of December would either mean moving the Carabao Cup game or rearranging a Premier League fixture. So I don't really know where the Premier League stand on that. Whereas if you look at Rennes, they've got it pretty easy and they probably could just play whenever they want. They've got a game on the 18th, a game on the 22nd, and then they don't play till the 8th of January. So I think it is totally unwarranted when you take into consideration the fixture list for both teams. You know, we don't have a winter break the same as a lot of the leagues in Europe do. So for them, yeah, rearranging a fixture's super easy because they've got a massive break to put it in. But for us, it's just not practical. So, you know, however they want to go, you know, through with it is up to them. And obviously UEFA will make their decision. But yeah.
And that's the thing, it's the way you put it as well, because I was kind of thinking to myself, we have got a pretty stacked up couple of games coming up. And like Orange says, UEFA really wants us to stay in this competition. It's true, like you say, maybe it is because we literally cannot fit it in. But like you say, Rennes could move things about if they really need to, because they have got that massive gap.
They don't even need to move things about. They've got like a nearly 3 week period where they don't play a single game. You know, it's a totally different scenario to us, and it's the same for Vitesse and a lot of the other teams in Europe, which is why they're all kicking off about it.
And I think sadly, because obviously I think there's been a lot of stuff on social media about a lot of the Rennes supporters, and I think a quote I saw was, "Well, don't catch COVID then." And I think in a world like we live in today, I think that's very hard to just avoid it in a sense, especially where we're seeing today, because I think there was a thing in the paper about obviously Man United have had that bit of an outbreak as well. So I think for them to come out with something like that is a bit, I don't know, a bit tongue in cheek. Do you not feel? I think it was a bit out of order in a sense that just avoid it then.
I think the problem is there'll always be the reputation of English clubs are hated in Europe for many reasons, both football related and non-football related. So any opportunity to any opportunity to poop on an English team is duly. I nearly swore. I was very proud of myself. Any opportunity to poop on an English team is taken straight away by any European club, and that's been proven. They've all kind of jumped on the bandwagon with. If you just clearly look at the logistics of the fixtures, it's impossible. And then obviously to come out and say things like that with what's happened over the last year, it just seems stupid. But you know, it's not my club, so I don't care what they have to say. So
very true. I mean, that's the thing. You get silly fans, whatever club you support. There's a section of silly fans, and maybe that was just a silly section of Rennes fans. But like you say, it doesn't matter. It'll be nice. I mean, Orange would be devastated if we don't qualify for the knockouts. What's your kind of thought on the competition? Because I've had this conversation obviously when Graham Roberts was on the show, and he was talking about how it's a trophy. Let's be in it to win it. You can't win it unless you're not. So what's your kind of thoughts on this Conference League competition itself?
Having this discussion, as you know, with the majority of our friendship group, mainly Adam, if he's here. If he's not, I'm sure he'll watch it back. But, you know, it is another competition. My concern with the Conference League at the beginning was I was hoping it was going to be a competition purely used for, you know, fringe players / U23s to, you know, I kind of hoped we weren't going to take the competition seriously. But the minute we took the competition seriously, for me, we should be winning it. You know, you're looking at a squad that is playing in the best league in the world. You know, is could be fourth if we win our 2 games in hand. And we're losing to NS Mura, like, you know, even you just don't expect that. So if you'd asked me if we'd have played our you know, our kids or our fringe players at the beginning, I would have said, yeah, just do the best we can. But now we've committed to playing our best team. We've got no excuse not to win this competition, unless Conte changes his mind. But and decides that, you know, priorities need to be held elsewhere. We've got a quarter-final against West Ham in the League Cup. The FA Cup's going to start getting running again. So, yeah, Lewis is exactly the point there. Exactly the point. You know, that competition, if at the beginning of the season we'd have played our under-23s and our fringe players, I don't think there's a single Spurs fan or opposition fan that would, like, Spurs fans would be cool with it, and I don't think opposition fans would banter us for losing. But the difference is we're playing our first team and losing in that competition. So
I mean, it's funny the way you say I think any opposition team will banter us regardless of who we play. It's just within our nature to be bantered. No, but it is interesting you say that. Obviously, I'm one that we need to win something. I don't care whether it's a Mickey Mouse Cup or not. It will mean that we've got a trophy in that cabinet that's getting very dusty at the moment. So it is very interesting what you say. I mean, like you say, as soon as we played Sonny and Kane in that competition, you have really got to be starting to yourself, actually, we've got to be winning this competition if we're going to be playing our big guns, which we kind of have been doing. So no, it is interesting. Like I say, the draw came out today, which kind of makes me feel that hopefully we will manage to get through till this competition. Obviously, with that being said, the draw was made today and we do get SK Rapid. Now, I know your pronunciation, Jay, of this team is much better than mine. And I'm feeling you've done a bit more homework on the matter. So what do you make of Rapid, and what should we kind of look out for if we do manage to get through to the knockouts?
So Rapid Vienna is they're currently 5th in the Austrian league, which is pretty much Bundesliga-esque in the sense of Bayern Munich atop of the Bundesliga and will very rarely be challenged at the top. Dortmund might push them a little bit. However, in Austria, it's a totally different situation. RB Salzburg win it every single season, but then there are a group of maybe 4 or 5 teams below them that compete for those Europa League, Europa Conference League places consistently, and then there's a bit of a fall off. If we want to kind of guess where we're going to be at, I would definitely go to the Wolfsberger game in the Europa League last year. Currently at the same kind of level. Rapid Vienna came 3rd in a group which had West Ham and Dynamo in, obviously 2 teams that have already beaten us this year. So if you want to go from that, maybe they're on our level with the current way we're playing. But again, a team which I hate to even say that we should struggle against, you know, or we shouldn't even be struggling against them with the players we have. But, you know, that's the situation we're in, sadly. No team is easily beatable when you're Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.